The FA Challenge Cup, everyone wants to win.
Crazy gang have beaten the Culture Club. Gerrard! Oh yes! The story of the FA Cup continues. What a goal! Back for the scorer. Stevie
This is the moment of joy that all professional footballers hope for.
A moment of treasure. Manchester City, FA Cup winners.
At the Riverside Stadium in Middlesbrough, Aston Villa are the visitors for this FA Cup third round tie. We are just a few minutes away from kick-off. We've been building up on the iPlayer with Micah Richards and Stuart Downing. The teams are in the tunnel. Stuart, big night for Middlesbrough.
Big night, yes. It'll be a difficult game. Obviously, the Villa strong outfit, but I think if they can get a good start in the game, maybe a goal up, make it a little bit uncomfortable for Villa, they've got a chance.
Micah?
Have I got time to speak?
No, you haven't. The teams are on the way out. That's the best build-up we've ever done. Here are Dion Dublin and Steve Bauer.
Thanks, chappers. Micah Richards Gold on a Saturday evening on BBC One. Well, Middlesbrough have enjoyed one domestic cup run already this season. Now they begin another one. Big night, big week. Villa today and Chelsea on Tuesday at the Riverside. What a time for these young Borough players to really test themselves. And Villa here, second in the Premier League. The last 16 of the Conference League, looking to avoid to become the first team in England's top two divisions to lose 9 FA Cup ties in a row. Under the lights at the Riverside, and another opportunity for the Championship team and indeed Michael Carrick to pit his wits against Premier League opposition. And Michael Carrick is still without 8 players today, including 3 away on international duty, but he is able to welcome back one. That's fit again Hayden Hackney, who captains the team with Johnny Halson only amongst the substitutes. Josh Coburn again leads the line. He scored the famous winner here 2 years ago in the 5th round against Spurs. Well, Unai Emery makes 4 changes from their Premier League win over Burnley. Kamara back from suspension, Cash after illness, Dendoncker and Duran both start in a really strong starting 11. Watkins and Diaby are rested, but they are, if needed, amongst the substitutes. Martinez is in goal, an FA Cup winner with Arsenal. Michael Carrick, as a manager, was asked to take charge of Manchester United in his very first game in charge. That was against Unai Emery and his Villarreal side. Today, they are head-on for a place in the 4th round of the FA Cup. Villa, who have lost each of their last 8 FA Cup ties. Now, the players are gathering because there will be a period of applause prior to kick-off for the former Middlesbrough chief executive, Keith Lamb, who sadly passed away this week at the age of 77. He, alongside Steve Gibson, was instrumental in the move to this stadium, the club's training ground, and establishing a Category 1 academy, and ultimately pivotal in the most successful period in the club's history.
A well-respected name in football, serving on the FA's board, but it is called Borough through and through. His role in the history of this club will never be forgotten. Our thoughts and condolences are with his family at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, Keith Lamb.
Well, Dion, it's all set up.
Yeah, it is. It's very well thought of, Vandenberg. Very, very well thought of. Defender, strong, powerful, under 21 Dutch international. A lot of teams looking at him at the moment. So he's got his hands full today, but very cultured footballer. Yeah, Duran up top as well. He's got to fill Ollie Watkins' boots today, but he's capable. He likes the ball up to feet. He holds it up well. He gets into good positions. If he can finish, it'll be a good game today. Should be a good game.
Here we go then. It will be Villa to get us underway. The big question, can Middlesbrough, 12th in the Championship, who've already enjoyed one cup run this season, upset the team second in the Premier League? It's another night for those at the Riverside to enjoy. And your former club are due an FA Cup win. As I say, they've lost each of their last 8 FA Cup ties.
Yes, they're going so well, but that stat is sticking with them. But here we go again. They have a chance today to move forward in this competition. They are good enough. They're having an amazing Premier League season this year, so let's see what happens.
Just an early look at Middlesbrough here, Dion. Traditionally a flat-back 4-team under Michael Carrick. So there's a slight tweak there with a back 3 and wing-backs.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It looks like there's 3 centre-halves and 2 flying wing-backs. I was expecting a 4, but maybe that's a little bit of cat and mouse with the managers, maybe. You never know, eh? Yeah, there's a 3, you can see. Bigger picture.
Michael Carrick is keen to put out he'll never complain about injury problems and the amount of matches he'd rather play them. With Chelsea up and coming here on Tuesday in the first leg of the League Cup semi-final. Despite having to balance that today, after the busy Christmas period, this is an FA Cup tie. They believe and they want to win. And here come Villa early on. Across comes Hackney. Jones can get Middlesbrough the throw.
Yeah, it's interesting that Middlesbrough seem to have gone into that 3, and Villa like to play down the flanks as well with their pace, so that could be interesting. Ramsey doesn't mind going down the left, Bailey doesn't mind going down the right, so they might have to tweak it. I think Michael will look at it early on and see how they get on, see if it works. They're flooding the midfield at the moment. Middlesbrough with 4 in there, so let's see if it works for them.
Forward by Hayden Hackney. Very proud moment for him to captain Middlesbrough this evening. Club he's been at since an under 10. He's been out since late November with a groin injury. 3 away on international duty as well. Longley clips that forward. The goalkeeper Tom Glover volleys it away.
Good decision. Good decision, keeper. If in doubt, don't get sucked into that, getting it down and play when you're in danger. Get it out the danger zone and start again, regroup.
There's the returning Matty Cash. Konza, who had played right back in the last 2 Premier League games. Started every Premier League match, actually, this season for Unai Emery. Bailey. Went back fairly there. On the angle. And then the foul by Kamara. And Bangura. Premier League referee and Rob Jones today. And a reminder that we're at a Championship stadium, no VAR.
Yeah, you can't see my face, but there's a big smile on it.
You had a big smile on your face.
There's a big smile on it
this morning.
And Rob, the referee, goes to the same gym as me, so if he makes any mistakes, I'll be on his back. Don't you worry about that.
It's a slight error from Tom Glover, the goalkeeper there for Middlesbrough, but he got away with it.
It's a tough gig, isn't it, being a referee? Got so many stipulations, so many new laws and things that you can do and can't do. Do you let it go?
That's neatly worked towards Coburn, but the offside flag eyebrows raised. Emi Martinez was out anyway to meet Coburn.
That Villa high line, they don't mind doing it. They'll be positive with it. They'll continue to do it. The manager wants them to stick at it. It seems to be working. They're second in the league. And it's working for them at the moment.
3 points off Liverpool, 18 games to play. Middlesbrough 12th in the Championship, but only 4 off the playoffs. And they have another 20 league matches to go in the war of attrition that is the Championship. Longley. Ben Donk. Kamara assessing his options. 3 games out for suspension. The Frenchman back for Villa today.
This is where discipline comes into that Middlesbrough side. Bangura and Jones, the flying full-back swingers, whatever you want to call them, they'll have to know when to drop in and when not to drop in to make a 5. When they've got the ball, they'll make it into a 3 at the back. So good decision-making, good communication between that back 5 is very much important.
Longley. It's a 9th game for Villa. He's had to be patient. Bailey. Getting towards Duran. That could be taken down. Vandenberg. Matt Clark. Followed by Engel the Dane. Rodgers. Martinez out of his area.
I think Rodgers may have just gone the wrong way that time. I think Jones was flying down the right.
Here's Ramsey. Now Duran for Villa. He needed the save from Glover at his near post.
That's what he needs. That's what he needs, Duran, a sight up early on, and he did not diffuse it at all. Lovely run as well. Gets across the ball, which gives the gap between the 2 defenders. Then he can go one-on-one. No hesitation at all. That's what he needs. Quick sight up. Good save, though. Really good save near post.
Last corner of the game. After 7.5 minutes is Aston Villa's. You know how hard they work on their set plays. This one's gone short. And they're going to get a second opportunity.
Yeah, you got the side in Middlesbrough that concede a lot of goals from set pieces and stuff, and you got Villa who've got a set piece coach and specialise in scoring from set pieces.
Let's see if they can conjure anything up from this. John McGinn with it. Not put his head to it for Middlesbrough. So he wasn't flustered there. Bailey against Barlasser, and he's managed to get that through. Nobody for Villa at the back post. Coburn fouled. Strangely enough, he and Emery were appointed on exactly the same day. October 2022. They both inherited teams in the relegation zone. Look at that win percentage. He finished 4th last season. 4 points off the playoffs this season. They didn't win any of their first 7 championship games. To battle that long list of missing players.
Just looks right, doesn't he, in the dugout? He just looks well. He looks very comfortable in the technical area. And You see the way that Middlesbrough are set up, they're very organised and trying to play the game in the right way, exactly as Michael did as a player.
Desperately trying to find grey hair before Nurse chatting to him, but
No
didn't
good.
succeed.
Well, at least he has hair.
He's too well. That is true. He's still a bit too cool for school, isn't he?
Well, he's a good player.
He's laid back as a manager. As
He is,
as a player.
yeah. You speak to him, he never gets phased, win, lose or draw. He speaks in the same way, same level. He's just very level-headed, nice human being. He really is, and I wish him well.
Ultimately, he's a winner. Kamara trying to get Cash away, and Gura in the way.
They've actually done it very well at the moment. Borough, Bangor and Jones just sitting in to make a 5, allowing Villa to have that area on the left-hand side and the right-hand side on the halfway, not in behind the fullbacks. They don't want Villa in that space in behind the fullbacks.
Konza felt he was fouled there. Rob Jones, the referee, didn't. Cash cutting out the ball towards Bangura. Rodgers forcing Konza back.
I don't know what it is about the game, but I don't know. Goalkeepers have been doing this a lot now, slowing the game down and putting their foot on it, and you know, it sort of slows the game down. And the longer you have on the ball, the easier it is to get your teammate marked. So pass the ball quickly, and then your teammate's harder to be picked up. Keep it moving.
Again, he was a Scottish Cup winner in his Hibernian days. Across to Cash. Rodgers cannot play here on Tuesday. Rodgers suspended, Greenwood is cut tight. Moreno against Jones. He's gone for the return, he's got the return. Still alive here with Cash. Clark in the way.
Doing well, Cash. That's what the fullback has to do. Anything in and around the left-hand side and the right, fullback has to get into that area just in case it misses out everybody and you get a chance on goal. Decent strike.
That's been a real feature of his play since Unai Emery arrived at the club. Further instruction to get forward.
Yeah, and he does it well. He's got lots of energy, and you know, when he gets into those positions, he's got a good strike on his right foot, can strike it with his left as well, and that's what Unai Emery wants. He wants positive players in his side.
Duran. Jones back in the nick of time ahead of Ramsey, who's picked his pocket. And the offside flag is up anyway. Clark didn't know that, he was in the way.
Yes, it's really good work, a lovely little 1-2. It's a lovely wedge as well, and if it does meet, or should I say it does beat everybody, your fullback has to be there to keep it alive. Yeah, just gets cleared away from danger there by Clark. Good defensive play.
Vandenberg to find Rodgers. He's signed from Manchester City in the summer. City who paid £4 million to West Brom for him as a young teenager. Aston. Saw the space for Bangura. This is promising for Middlesbrough. 2 in the penalty area. It's still Bangura. Unable to progress in the end.
Just delayed and can't afford to delay and allow those white shirts to get back into good defensive areas. If you get a chance at any time at all, as a Middlesbrough player in this game tonight, you've got to put the ball into a dangerous area. The shirt was being flooded by red shirts as well. Give your team an opportunity. He will next time.
Long way. Through for Moreno. The foul on Rodgers.
Yes, it's really good work. Just his second touch. Cash just reaching there with his left boot. Good opportunity though.
Well, this man has won 9 trophies in 18 years as a manager. His last trophy was the League Cup back in 1996. A couple of FA Cup finals since then, although we don't like to mention that when Dion's around.
Thanks for that, Steve. Thank you very much.
There's been a more recent one, of course. Tim Sherwood's Villa reaching the final in 2015. Since the semi-final that year, Villa have won 1 of 10 FA Cup ties.
It's time for that to change under this new manager. Again, as you can see, Martinez again slowing the game down. This is really frustrating. They're not going to come out of their shape, Middlesbrough. They are set. They've worked on this in training. They won't come out. They'll wait for Villa to play the ball. As long as you hold the ball back there as a defender, they will stay and force you to do something.
Barlasser. Out to Jones. Vandenberg on his toes. It was a horrible ball for the Dutchman to deal with.
Got to stay tidy. Jones has to stay tidy there. Gets it down. He's got it under control. You've got to give your teammate a better pass. A little bit lazy with it, a little bit loose with it as well. It's overhit. It's. Might have to say a few words to him there at half-time. Stay tidy, young man.
I'll be furious if anything comes of this corner. Leon Bailey is going to deliver. Back in from Ramsey. Moreno was looking to profit. Clark in the way. Here is Jones at the other end. What about that composure from Jacob Ramsey?
I wouldn't expect anything else from Ramsey. He loves the ball at his feet under pressure. Doesn't matter where he is on the pitch as well. He'll play his game. Just clearing stuff up there for his centre halves.
Last season as a spectator, Jacob Ramsey, because his brother Aaron was on loan at Middlesbrough.
And he's not bad as well, let me tell you.
Good genes in that.
Oh yes, they are. Yes, definitely.
towards Cash. Bangura there first. Well, Borough have got to almost 20 minutes with a completely new formation in the back line. They must have only had a couple of days to work on this.
Just being very patient and basically doing as their managers told them to do. Stay in the shape, wait for Villa to come out and play into that middle third.
Not play loose passes like that. Bailey into McGinn. Moreno. Kamara.
You can see how tightly together all those red shirts are. Really compact.
That's too close to Tom Glover, the Australian goalkeeper. Again. He's played all the League Cup games this season, the last 4 league games, because of an injury to Seny Dieng, who's now away with Senegal at the African Cup of Nations. He loses out. Ben Donker. Again to Ramsey. Is too strong for Cash to keep in.
He'll be happy so far. Patient play by Villa as well. These are the kind of games that Villa have to find a way to find a way through that setup that Middlesbrough have got. They're second in the Premier League. They're getting better as a football club. The manager's incredible, coaching these players better. How can you break this Middlesbrough side down?
Isaiah Jones. Moreno, who was the winner of that particular personal battle on that occasion, and then Jones committed the foul. His namesake robbed the referee. He's going to show him the yellow card for the first booking of the game.
Yeah, a bit lazy that from Jones, to be honest with you. Didn't have to make the challenge. Ramsey wasn't really going anywhere at all apart from into the middle of the pitch. He was a bit of a clumsy one, that, to be honest with you. Didn't need to make it. Unnecessary yellow card. Now he's going to be treading on eggshells for the rest of the game.
So the former Tooting and Mitcham player, 5 goals this season actually, is the first name in the referee's notebook. He was down for a period of time there, but gingerly back on his feet for Villa.
Yeah, he was just sat down for 30 seconds or so, holding his knee. Seems to be up now and okay, which is good.
Tactic.
Yeah, it's not a tactic I like, and it's not a tactic that Middlesbrough are going to get sucked in by at all.
From a long way. For Bailey. By Angle. Dane. Summer signings. Michael Carrick. Baxter with the foul, Aston Villa with a free kick.
Yeah, this is going to find its way into the box. Again, you have to be patient. You can't be dangling a leg out. Players are going to go over. You are going to give unnecessary free kicks away. So stay on your feet, get nice and low, make sure you can see the ball. Don't put your team under any pressure. Villa love these situations.
Everybody back for Middlesbrough then. Konza, then Donker all forward. Against delivery, Duran came back into play. On the throw.
Great delivery, really good delivery into a really dangerous area. Matty Cash actually went from where I would expect him to be at the far post to the edge of the box. Therefore, the ball goes away all the way through.
Header. Bangura, Sierra Leone international. Coburn. Villa had to work hard to maintain possession there. Coburn's little foul.
Yeah, he's going to have to work hard tonight, the big man up there on his own, trying to get hold of the ball so his teammates can get close to him.
Stops the progress of Moreno. Emery's first Villa signing a year ago. Real Betis. The only signing actually last season. To add to the squad that eventually finished 7th, of course. Nasser's clearance. Bailey. Donker. Now into Ramsey. Vandenberg with a block. Maybe done from Middlesbrough. Barlasa. Bangura.
Great play that from Middlesbrough, really good to see. Getting into those little pockets, those little triangles, trying to play out in dangerous areas, but you know, if you back yourself and the manager backs you, then there's harmony at the training ground. Why not try it? Look at that, great play.
Wants to play.
Imagine going into the training ground as a midfield player and seeing Michael Carrick and he's passing on all the information to you. Get your pen and your paper out, you take everything down and you store it.
So his most experienced player, Captain Johnny Housen, saying this week he's been doing exactly that, even at the age of 35.
And why wouldn't you? You've got someone like that at the helm and he's trying to pass on what he knows. Michael's won everything. And he's a nice bloke and he wants to make players better. He wants to coach players better. He wants to make this football club the team it was, the club it was, back in the big league. And as you can see from the fans in here tonight, the stadium, the atmosphere, it deserves to be.
Jones. to Coburn. He was looking the other way, he was unaware where the ball had dropped to.
I think he was looking for the crossfield ball, actually. To Bangura. Took a bit of a deflection, he didn't know where the ball was.
Cross, Clark dealt with it. Jones with the tackle. Oh, that's a good really well. For the goalkeeper. Really helped Sam Greenwood.
No, it was a little bit under hit. Sam wanted that in behind. So the green grass in behind, allowing him to run onto that. No engagement from a red shirt at all. They would have done this in training. I've done this many, many times. Training against a team which is in a higher league than yours, and you've got to work on things, make sure that you leave no gaps.
Cross blocked by Greenwood. And Leedsman helps it away. Coburn. Numbered.
Again. Trying to hold the ball up, he's got four white shirts behind him, or should I say around him.
Ramsey. I think the goalkeeper got a touch. And so too does the referee. Feel a corner.
Yes. So the maybe a begin corner, outswing up. Just finding their way into those pockets a little bit more now. A slight touch on that one. Must have been a very slight touch from the keeper, and it was.
Corner's gone short. Swung in. Very dangerous one as well. Middlesbrough survive. That had a real whip on it.
Yeah, it did. It was a great ball in. Really good ball in. And was it Dendonka, I think it was, just trying to guide it towards goal. Really difficult header at pace.
Hackney. He's lost out in midfield. Kamara. A long-range effort is saved. Saved well by Glover. From John Durant.
Good save, good strong hand, by the way. I mean, Duran not wasting any time at all. Second time today he's had a side with his left foot. This time across the keeper. Can't keep allowing him to have those sighters. Got to get out to the ball quicker as a defender. Block the shot. Keeper's 2-0 up at the moment when it comes to shots off Duran.
Duran, who's somebody who has to use these cup competitions for his own personal effect. He's done that in the Europa Conference League this season. He's yet to start a Premier League game. But here come Middlesbrough at the other end. Rodgers! And he's forced the first save of the day out of Emi Martinez.
Yeah, listen to the noise. This is what they want. They want efforts on goal, energy, pace. Everything was right here. The ball was good. The touch was good, the setup was good, preparation was right. Tried to beat Martinez. Not this time. Palms it away. The constant noise here is great. The atmosphere is incredible.
First corner of the game then for Middlesbrough. Floating towards Greenwood. Cash in the way. Now Jones. And the offside flag, frustratingly, correctly, is up.
Yeah, linesman was quick to get his flag up there.
He's trying desperately not to let Villa out. Again. And it's personified from Matt Clark.
Yeah, really good.
Jacob Ramsey is down with a head injury, which is why Rod Jones has stopped the tie.
Yeah, seems to be holding his chin or mouth or something. Jacob Ramsey, or it's his foot. Yeah, they are. I think it was studs. I think it was studs over the top of the foot. They can be painful, but should you stop the game?
Earlier on, Esri Konza, the first Villa name in the book for dissent, prior to that Middlesbrough corner.
See a referee with his yellow card up, wasn't quite sure who it was for or what it was for.
Clark. Jones. No foul on Moreno there. That's brilliantly done from Ramsey. And equally so from the covering player Barlassa. Villa throw.
They do get back well, but I've got to say, Barlassa, Hackney and Jones all sprinting back there to make sure they get in their shape, hoping they're back three out when they're out of possession, but making sure they get back into that shape that the manager's drilled into them.
Moreno. Cash. Sliced in the air by Vandenberg. Kamara. And Bailey trying to weave his way through. And successfully on that occasion. For the throw.
Come on, big man, you're okay. Stick at it up top there, all on your own, kid. You'll be fine. Keep doing your job for your side.
Bailey. 9 goals and 7 assists this season under Unai Emery. Moreno, his cross was useful. Angle dealt with it. It is the throw.
Happy Bailey. I actually thought that was a foul, to be honest with you. Is he going to get carded for that little bit of dissent?
It's the current and new directive.
Well, the lads know that as well. All the players know that you can't be berating an official. I'm not sure there was much in that, to be honest with you. I think Bailey may have gone down a bit easy and the referee's got it right. Bailey wasn't happy, but It's another needless yellow card. Really is. Get on with it. You know the rules. Move on.
2-1 to Villa in yellow cards. No goals in this third round tie as yet. They haven't actually scored a goal in their last 5 meetings with Villa. Not won any of them. Will the bounce of the ball deceived Clark, and Duran didn't get any kind of connection on that effort.
That is a chance. That is a chance. We've seen him strike the ball twice with his left foot. He's got a really good connection, but he just took his eye off the ball at the last minute. That is a good chance.
Mars win it back. So too is Barlassa for Middlesbrough. Bangura into Greenwood, if he can get there, he can. And then the strike from Rodgers.
That's good work again. Took a little deflection, I think, off Conser there. He just couldn't sort his feet out. Really difficult skill, that one, edge of the box, 22 yards out. Falling backwards.
Don't forget, of course, all the FA Cup goals in action this weekend across the BBC Sport website and app. All the highlights today, match today, 10:30 for you. All the stories and the best of the action. And of course, a rather important game to come tomorrow. Gary and the team in North London, Arsenal-Liverpool, here on BBC One from 4 o'clock. To McGinn. Wasn't fouled by Hackney. John McGinn didn't commit a foul himself.
How good has he been this season? By the way, John McGinn has been outstanding for Villa. Got a bit frustrated there. Referee's having a word with him as well. But he's been great for Aston Villa. He really has. What a captain he's been for Unai Emery.
To Bangura. No foul. Eventually it comes to Bailey. Over 2 minutes of the first half remaining. Just clearance only as far as Dendonka. There's a Villa corner.
Lack of communication there. Jones worked so hard to get back there just to stop that break. Just before this corner was given. Can Middlesbrough hold on till half-time and get some instruction off their manager? 0-0 would be a good result for them at half-time.
In from McGinn. Deeper one, the flag is already up. In ahead of Duran. Greenwood. Barlassa. The work from Middlesbrough. Greenwood has found Bangura, and Coburn's waiting. Oh, and he couldn't get the connection. And then Isaiah Jones didn't have the composure. But what a delivery that was, aimed towards Josh Coburn.
That's great play all around from Middlesbrough. Ball lost the middle of the park. Lovely little weighted pass there into Bangora's path. And I'm thinking, big man, just go with your head, diving header all day long. Launch yourself at this. There you go. It's just in the midriff area. That's where you have to go with your head. You really do. And he's thinking the same thing. But he's happy with the positivity of his side. Coleman's got to go with his head. He really has. Big chance. Big chance.
Encouragement for the championship team. Coleman scored in his last 2 appearances. A really successful goal-scoring loan spell with Bristol Rovers last season. 1 minute added on at the end of this first half, incidentally.
Say one, Steve. That's rare, isn't it? One.
No VAR.
Oh, beautiful. I'm still smiling.
Colburn's run. That is the last action of the first half. Michael Carrick's plan is intact so far. His depleted squad. Chances at both ends, particularly for Middlesbrough, right at the end of the first 45 minutes. Both Glover and Martinez have made saves, but as yet, on Teesside, halfway through mark, no breakthrough. Middlesbrough 0, Aston Villa 0.
No, exactly, Steve. Thank you, and thank you, Dion. Goalless at the Riverside between Middlesbrough and Aston Villa. BBC One might want to show the wheel instead of the second half. So, who knows? Because it's not been the most entertaining, has it?
No, it's not been entertaining. It's been good tactically, though. I thought Middlesbrough's shape has been very good. See what they're trying to do on transition as well. Get the ball quickly forward with the ball over the top. But there's been a lack of quality in the whole game. I think Middlesbrough will be happy going into half-time.
Yeah, they've obviously set up quite defensive, aren't they? I think obviously tight in the middle. And I know Michael obviously likes teams to play wide around. He doesn't like anything to go through the middle, so he'd be the happier of the two managers. But yeah, disappointing the quality, especially from Villa. I think they're expecting more, especially from the wide players in this game, but just hasn't happened at the minute for them.
So the way they set up, and when you watch them in the Championship as well, is right, flood the middle, make sure they can't get through us that way, and we'll leave the space out wide open. Yeah,
Michael's philosophy is he doesn't want anything to come through the middle, and you can see in this game more so that it's very, very compact, and obviously Colburn's dropping in as well and helping as an extra man. But I just think with Villa, you know, it's pretty obvious that they need to get Bailey and maybe Ramsey wider, because they're playing into Middlesbrough's hands. They're sort of sat into the two midfield players, and Middlesbrough will be happy with that. But I just think with the quality they've got in the wide areas, I think Bailey should stay wide more and get into 1v1 situations and create more than he has done.
When you look at what Middlesbrough are doing then and keeping it all in the middle, how difficult is that going to be, do you think, to do for a full 90 minutes? Maybe concentration-wise as well as on the leg.
Yeah, it's heavy leg work, isn't it? I think Michael will back me up on that. It looks good, and like you said, but to do that over 90 minutes is difficult. But I think Villa have got to move the ball quicker and make it even more difficult for them. And I wouldn't be surprised if they get maybe a couple of substitutions on, maybe change the tactics a little bit, because, like I said, Middlesbrough will be pretty comfortable in what they're doing.
If you just look at all them clips there, I think it's just brilliant defending, organising shape and forcing Villa to go long. I agree exactly with Stu. As a fullback, you want to make overlapping runs. So the ball goes inside and then you want someone to lay it off you first time so you can whip it in there. What's happening at this moment in time, Bailey's coming inside, that's leaving Cash outside, going 1 versus 1, trying to go against the defender, and it's just not
okay,
working.
right. So I mean, you were the fullback and you were the winger. So you are Cash and you are Bailey. Mm-hmm. So from Cash's point of view, as a fullback's point of view, you need to be pushing in. You
want to push it in. So what you want to do is attract one of their players to come with me. So Cash is staying really wide at the moment. It's too easy for Middlesbrough to decide what they're doing when they're staying and when they're pressing. If Cash just adjusts his position, comes inside a little bit, then it'll leave Stewart, as it were, free, which is Bailey in this position, to go 1 versus 1. And that's his strengths, going 1v1. I showed the clips beforehand. He can go both ways, but he's not got the space to do that.
Yeah, just to reiterate, he showed those clips on the iPlayer when we did the build-up. There were no clips on BBC One. Just in case only people have watched this on BBC One and thinking, what have we
everyone's
made?
watching the iPlayer, chappers.
Absolutely.
What are you trying to say?
Absolutely, they are. But you, from the winger's point of view, you, if you're Leon Bailey, are saying to Cash, get out of my space, are you?
Yeah, I think after 20, 25 minutes, you're frustrated as a winger, you're not getting the ball, and you've got to see that yourself. You can't wait for the manager to sort of instruct that. If I'm Bailey, and like I say, if I'm playing with Mike, I say to him, you go inside 10 yards, attract the midfield player inside, and leave me 1v1 outside, and let me have a go and take him on. And they just haven't done that. They've sort of just kept doing the same thing. So I wouldn't be surprised if Unai changes it at half-time.
They probably have had there haven't been that many chances, but they probably have had the better chances, Villa.
Yeah, I mean, when they have broke that line, we recall these half chances. Durant does really well, gets the yard and has a strike. But if you look at the bodies, he's been brilliant, the goalkeeper. And Ramsey there, getting in that little bit of space. Look how many bodies around. The midfielders are working so hard to help out the defenders. It's just brilliant to see. The resulting corner, then Donker gets a little touch on this. Glover, the keeper, like I said, has been absolutely brilliant in that first half. And then they're just moving it a little bit too slow. It's married up with Villa moving it too slow and Middlesbrough defending really well.
And just one on how Middlesbrough are defending. To keep that going for 90 minutes, just to go back to that, is an ask.
It's a big ask. But like, if Villa keep moving it slow, it's easy for the players to shift across. But if he's moving it quick, it's a lot of legwork, especially for the wing backs. So I think there will be changes probably 60, 65 minutes. But
Borough's game plan in an attacking sense. Look, we all know Villa this season, they get their defensive line right. They know how to catch sides offside.
Yeah.
Middlesbrough just want to try and exploit that space behind that Villa back line.
Yeah, and I think they've got to use Bangura and Jones, like you say, on the outside, and they've done that a few times and had a few chances off it. Great ball right at the end here, whipped it across, and on another day that could have went in. But that is obviously the tactic, to sit in deep, win the ball, and can we use the space on the counter of that when Villa's high line.
It's just how aggressive they are. They win the ball back in midfield, and then again, probably a half chance, but you can see what they're trying to do. Win the ball back as quick as possible and get that ball over the top to leave the defenders one-on-one. This time it's a good save from Martinez, and then they get the chance from the width, Bangura to Coburn.
Yeah.
Stu?
And this is what Villa should be doing, really, getting wide in the 1v1 situations. But I've got to say, that's a fantastic ball. It's difficult for Coburn, but Isaiah Jones, a bit more composure, but
Dion,
it's a diving header.
Dion in commentary said it was a diving header, but Dion
leave it to the professionals. We've all said it's a diving header, isn't it? You played Sunday League, so I did.
You would not have done a diving header there.
Of course he would. A diving header there.
I certainly would. I've never headed it. I'd have done exactly what Josh Coburn did. So.
But finally, I mean, if Middlesbrough could have picked a half, I know it's not been great entertainment, but they followed their game plan to a T so far.
I think tactically, again, like Shu said, it's just how long they can keep that going. They're going to have to make subs at some point in the game just to freshen things up. But tactically, and the message from the manager, they played it to perfection.
Okay. I think you'll find there are some very good diving headers in Sunday football, just so you know. Right? Don't have a go at Sunday.
Just not you.
Just not me, no, absolutely not me. Right, let's show you what's happened in some of the other third round ties today. We'll start at the Stadium of Light. Sunderland against Newcastle with Clive Allen and Guy Mowbray.
Joe Linton, confronted by Hume. Now he's past him, and Hume has gambled again and lost again. Joe Linton, and it's in, it's an own goal. And it's Ballard who's put the ball into his own net to give Newcastle the lead. 45 minutes to go.
And it is only 1-0.
Oh, it might be 2 in a minute. Ekwa's lost it. And it is 2-0 Newcastle. A big mistake made by Pierre Ekwa. He knows. And that might have taken the tie completely away from Sunderland. Anthony Gordon running through. Almiron running across. And Ballard has taken him out. Penalty Newcastle.
The challenge from Ballard is reckless.
Well, here's Isak to send Newcastle through. Into the fourth round of the FA Cup they go.
So Newcastle are through. This is probably the story of the third round so far. 6-tier Maidstone United into the fourth round for the first time in their history. The only goal coming from Sam Corn from the penalty spot to knock out League One high flyers Stevenage, and George Elokobi's side are the first National League South side since Havant and Waterlooville in 2007-8 to get through the third round. And the National League leaders, Chesterfield, also looked on course to be in the fourth round. They were at Championship side Watford, and Joe Quigley's header gave them the lead in the first half. And in fact, they were in the lead all the way through until the 76th minute. And then Mileta Rajovic, Watford's top scorer this season, equalised. That's his 9th of the season. And then, in injury time, they got the winner, did Valerian Ismail's side, Tom Dele Bashiru, with the strike. And it means that Watford are into the fourth round for the first time in 5 years. And there weren't many shocks around at all, and QPR, struggling in the Championship, looks like they were going to provide one at half-time at Loftus Road. They went 2-0 up on informed Premier League side Bournemouth. Sinclair Armstrong, the 20-year-old Republic of Ireland international, got the first, and then the Scottish international Lyndon Dykes doubled their lead just a couple of minutes later. So they went into the break 2-0 up, but the second half it was a completely different story. Marcus Tavernier pulled it back to 2-1 with that deflected effort. And then Kiefer Moore, doing what Kiefer Moore does best, with a towering header, equalised. So it was 2-2. And then half-time sub Justin Clivert completed the comeback, and Andoni Iraola's side are into the fourth round with that 3-2 victory. There are highlights of all of those games right now on the BBC Sport website and app. You can see them all packaged together. 10:30 tonight on BBC One. Cambridge, just looking at a couple of the other games, Cambridge twice took the lead at Blackburn, but the Championship side came back to win by 5-2. Comfortable for Sheffield United at Gillingham. They won 4-0. And there are the games that are currently going on, those bottom four at the moment. Goalless at half-time at Stamford Bridge between Chelsea and Preston. Also goalless between Swansea of the Championship and League Two Morecambe. Sheffield Wednesday are 3-0 up on Cardiff. Josh Windass opening the scoring. Romain Sawyers and Liam Palmer giving them that comfortable lead in the All-Championship clash. 7 ties tomorrow at 2 o'clock, including the holders, Manchester City at home to Huddersfield. You can watch that on the iPlayer. Arsenal against Liverpool is on BBC One. It's a 4 o'clock start, 4:30 kickoff on Monday night. On the iPlayer and on BBC Radio 5 Live, you will get the fourth round draw, followed by full commentary of Manchester United at Wigan. Sense that was a big win, don't you, for Eddie Howe and Newcastle, just given how December has gone for them?
Yeah, it's been difficult. I mean, they've done so well in getting to that Champions League, come so close to qualifying through that group, and then they had some really tough fixtures, so they needed this big result. Derby, show up, and they played very well.
Well, and he put out a very strong side, and in fact, he waited until it was 3-0 before he made his final 4 substitutions. So, I mean, that showed how he was treating it.
Yeah, he had a strong team. I mean, I watched the game. It was a really good start. Sunderland started pretty well, but after that, once Newcastle scored, they sort of took over. They sort of looked back to their best a little bit. Anthony Gordon was a real threat throughout. Isaac is always a threat and scored a good goal. So it was a good performance, and one they needed.
We had a minute silence pre-match for Keith Lamb, former Middlesbrough chief executive, who died this week after a long illness. I see him there with Steve Gibson. I mean, the role that he played alongside Gibson, you know this club inside out, in rescuing them in the 80s and turning them into what we see now.
amazing. He's been a big story. Him and Steve together as a partnership were unbelievable, really. Like you said, from nearly going out of business to UEFA finals, winning cups. Some of the players he brought in here, the Ravanellis, the Emersons, Janinios, were great for us as fans growing up. These were superstar players back in the day, and him and Steve, along as, like I said, as a team, bringing them in was absolutely amazing.
You sort of take that for granted now, don't you?
Yeah.
But for sort of younger people watching, they were close to going bust, and yet within 15 years they'd had Brian Robson as manager. Terry Venables had helped him out, and they were signing Janino and Ravanelli, and Keith Lamb was critical in all.
Yeah, and he was the point of it, like I say, and he was a great man. Keith, I got to know him personally as well. Off the field, I dealt with him. He's a tough negotiator at times, but we got there in the end. He was fair. I'll give him that. He was really fair, but listen, he was a great man. And like you said, for the fans here, they really appreciate him. Some of the players he brought here and how he did it. Like I say, some of these players were in their pomp at the time, and some amazing memories. And like I say, he was a great man.
Teams are back out. Just one on the second half here, Micah. Do Villa change how they normally play here because of how Middlesbrough are set up?
I think you wait until 65, 70 minutes, see what's happening. Obviously, you've got the firepower of Watkins on the bench to change things up. But normally the managers stick to their principles, and it's just seeing how the game goes in the first 20 minutes.
OK, thank you both. Ready to go for the second half with the king of the diving header, Dion Dublin. And I have no idea whether Steve Bauer can do a diving header or not, Steve.
Not at our age, chappers, anymore. No, wouldn't even attempt it. No changes from either manager at half-time. Villa have played 29 games this season. Only Liverpool and Nottingham Forest have stopped them scoring. Middlesbrough have for 45 minutes. What will happen in this second half of cup football?
Well, if Middlesbrough can continue the organisation and the energy and endeavour that they showed in the first half, they have every chance in this game.
There's now the delivery into the box, dealt with by Moreno. Rogers is down.
Seems to be okay. Just a little bit late there with that challenge. Ramsey, sometimes when you've connected with the ball, you kind of relax because you're trying to come down from being up in the air, then you get a knock and a bit of whiplash maybe.
We know from his Leeds days that Greenwood likes a free kick. This one's a long way out. I think he's in the kindest possible manner, being told to move forward and away from it.
Yeah, leave this one to me, young man.
It's gone short and wide to Jones. Now Greenwood has it. Now Greenwood whips it in. Led by Konza. And there's interception. Again. To bodies to regain possession.
And that's what Borough want. They don't mind Villa trying to come through the centre of the pitch because there's a lot of red shirts in there. They want Villa to try and go around the outside. If they go around the outside, then they're going to have to cross it, and they're going to be crossing it into a lot of red shirts. So it's working so far, but as Micah said in the studio, it's a very, very difficult thing to continue to do for the whole of the game. It really is.
Ramsey. Stayed inside for the return ball against Vandenberg. The first challenge. full-back. In a corner.
Villa have to use these set pieces. They really do. You see, they do tend to concede a lot of corners, but they must back themselves. Heading these away, getting to the ball first. Something's been set up here by Villa.
Short from Bailey. Time for Ramsey. Then McGinn! Tom Glover equal to it in the Middlesbrough goal.
Yeah, you can see that Villa had something set up here off the training ground. All those white shirts knowing exactly where they have to be. It wasn't complicated in the end. It was get the ball to McGinn's left foot, and he nearly stuck it in the top corner. He really did. What a save!
The Australian has his clean sheet intact. Villa have another corner. Short to Cash. Still shot.
Yeah, I think that one was off the training ground as well, but that won't be on the training ground anymore, that one. Not with that delivery. Slightly overhit that one, Cash. And it was made to look very difficult, the way that Villa set up, but it was just about getting it to John McGinn. Bit of movement, move those red shirts about, but Glover there, equal to it. Really good save, keeping his team in it now. On 3 occasions, I think it is, I've counted now.
Much left from Coburn. He's held that up really well. 21-year-old.
That's good centre-forward play, really good centre-forward play. Knowing full well you've got no joy yourself, but keep hold of it for your side.
Back again. Greenwood. Creative, as we've been mentioning, from set plays. It's down largely to that man, Austin McPhee. Was at the club before Unai Emery arrived, the set-piece coach.
Yeah, I'd love to see that iPad there, wouldn't you? What's on that screen? What is he looking at? What's next? What's number 18 on the list of set pieces?
Look as colourful as your iPad, let me tell you.
Just a bit of colouring in on mine there. Look, number 18 is black, number 17 is blue. Look, he's having a look again. Look, he's just making sure that they're ready for the next one. I think captains will be on earpieces soon, won't they? Hey, there'll be plays and all sorts.
Ramsey. Durant. Jones again equal to the task.
Yeah,
we're getting with the
done
corner.
well. He's done well, Jones, down this side. Villa's left, to be honest with you, because he's on a yellow card and he's having to choose his challenges very, very carefully. He's done it well so far.
Bailey's delivery. Oh, and there's the header off the post from Durant. The closest we've come. Back in from Bailey and blocked by Vandenberg.
It's a really, really good ball in as well. I think it was Konzi, and I think Konzi got across that near post and he just tried to glance his header towards the far post. Really difficult header, because when you get beyond that near post, it's really difficult. Foot to the post, very unlucky.
He's scored in over 2 years as well. Close. Bailey again. Clark didn't get there. What a big opportunity for Alex Moreno, which he couldn't take.
Yeah, and he's got a very, very neat and tidy left foot. Pings the ball very well off the floor. This one's coming into out the sky. I'm thinking to myself, just slow yourself down, hit the target. He goes with his kind of laces. He's sort of caught in between two minds. Yeah, he's not made his mind up. He hasn't gone laces, he hasn't gone side foot. Great chance again.
Here goes Coburn for Middlesbrough at the other end. Barlasa. Bangura. Cons has given it away. Straight to Coburn. Barlasa. Turn back into traffic. Barlasa's header. Hooked away in the end by Cash. Duran tussling with Clark. Clark back to Glover. It's back with McGinn for Villa. Early delivery from him, which Clark was able to deal with. Now can Coburn get in a race with Longley? Richmond was always the favourite.
Yeah, the pace of this game has just picked up in the last 2 or 3 minutes. I think it needed to, both sides needing to move the ball a little bit quicker. Villa getting a lot of joy down this left-hand side. A lot of crosses coming in.
He's got in behind, Cons has got back, it's still Rodgers. And Cash was there to tidy up.
Patient defending that, really good play. Matty Cash just using his experience there and making sure he makes the right tackle at the right time, knowing full well that the opponent's in the box.
Rodgers has been pulled back there for a foul on Konza. Moreno wants the return, has the return, went down right in front of Rob Jones, the referee, who was totally and utterly unmoved. Cash. Longley. And just flips it back to Cash. Much more intensity about the cut tie now.
Yeah, needed to be as well.
Longley's delivery, Clark's header, Villa's throw.
You know what? That's a pen. It's a pen.
Well, the flag is up there, so it gives us another opportunity to have a look at this. Remember, if you're just joining us, no VAR in the Championship Stadium.
Yeah, it's Jones on Moreno, and I'm thinking to myself here, he's on a yellow card. I think Moreno's gone past him, just a clip of the legs, just there. That's a penalty all day long. Jones got a little bit clumsy there, just flicks out his right foot onto Moreno's left foot. That is a penalty.
Double Middlesbrough change. Aidan Hackney's comeback has lasted just under an hour. The 21-year-old replaced by the 35-year-old club captain, Johnny Howson. Over 300 appearances for the club, and Josh Coburn is off, and that enables Emmanuel Lattelat, the Ivorian, who cost over £4 million from Atalanta, to make his comeback from injury. As he tries to balance the squad in this run of fixtures that, remember, includes the League Cup semi-final first leg here on Tuesday against Chelsea.
Yeah, that's what Michael Carrick is up against, choosing the right players, the right team for certain games, big games as well, against big clubs, managing his club, managing his players to figure out who's tired, who's not tired, and busy week for him this one. Michael Carrick and Middlesbrough Football Club.
Villa again with Ramsey. Second half with the penalty shout and that big chance for the Spaniard. And Donker now, he's going to try his luck, try to make it bounce just in front of Glover.
Yeah, he did. Went with one of those sort of up and down, left and right strikes there, sets himself, just wants that to bounce in front of the goalkeeper, and you can see those two white shirts there in for any bits, but Glover's been very, very tidy today.
Signed a year ago from Rotherham into Greenwood. Bangura. Johnny Howson. Scored penalty in the shootout against Manchester United recently at Old Trafford. For him being a Leeds fan. Jones. Barlasser. Nelson into Jones. Just trying to stay on side. Jones against Moreno. Just ran out of play.
Yeah, 2 or 3 occasions there. I think the fans are wanting Jones to take on his opposite number. A lot of foot movement and, you know, all that with no end product. You can see there, look, Villa in the FA Cup. Yeah, it is. It's an incredible stat considering how well they're doing.
He didn't enjoy this stage a year ago. That home defeat to Stevenage. Then Donker, who's playing tonight, sent off as well. Remember, no team from the top 2 English divisions have ever won 9 FA Cup ties in a row without a win. It would be Villa if they lost this one. Aston for Middlesbrough. Experience had to introduce.
He's come on, you know, Howson, and just taking control of this game for Borough. He's taking the armband, the leadership, the responsibility.
Just able to retrieve that from Rodgers. Here's Bailey for Villa. Durant trying to get up with him. Still Bailey. Bangura tracking back. Eventually, it's a free kick to Middlesbrough. Do you think, with no VAR, players are making harder, better challenges in this game now?
Maybe. Yeah, they seem to be going through the challenge, making sure. I mean, the Villa players are a bit angry about that one because they thought they should have had one before they committed one. So 2 challenges there which would have been looked at. But we want the referee to make decisions. We want the referee to have responsibility. Then here he has.
Here's Jones against Moreno. Fans want to hear, but only Watkins is being ready by Aston Villa. Far side there. Top scorer. Meeting in Nicolo Zaniolo. Jones. Horse towards Latte-Lath, and Villa survive. But Middlesbrough do get the corner.
Yeah, good play again. Jones just playing on that last man. It's a really nice ball through, but you do have to play that ball. He's onside. He's onside. You play that ball half a second earlier. It doesn't need the touch, in my opinion. Put it in first time. Missed a chance there, but
that's got the home fans believing again. Just their second corner of the game. Barlaser with it. Here he is again to guide it in, deflect it in. Where's it going to drop? Put behind by Ramsey.
Yeah, Borough now feeling they have a chance. This is their window of opportunity. They've had the ball now for a good few minutes and they're putting the ball in the box at every opportunity. Lots of red shots in there.
Deeper one this time. Off Konza. Back in from Greenwood. Engel. Away by McGinn. This time from Housen and gathered by Martinez. Bangura with some tidy defending.
Yeah, needed to get that right. Bangura there, because I think Duran was on his shoulder. Nicely composed, brought down, strong.
We see, top left of your picture is now a triple change. Unai Emery is preparing. It's now gathered pace to a quadruple one. Watkins, Zaniolo, Luis and Diaby. I think that's what you call the cavalry.
Yes, I would think so too. He looked over his shoulder and he said, right, lads, get on that pitch and win us the game, please.
Last thing both managers and set of players want and need with their schedules as a replay. Here come Middlesbrough towards Latte-Lath. A foot in there from Cash. Then Donker. Ramsey. As Middlesbrough are concerned, heading towards the last 20 minutes, they wanted to be in the cup tie, and they are.
Yeah, and rightly so. They've done well. They really have. Point in the game now, nearly at 70 minutes, and they are back in that shape. They are regimented. They're working hard.
Konza Just hit the woodwork in this second half. Cash, all deflected. Well reacted by Vandenberg. Bangura. He's continued his run. Cash has cut the ball out, and I think that is the cue for the quadruple Aston Villa change.
I mean, Konza was thinking about it. Cash didn't think about it for long. Double deflection there, cleared away in the end. Here we are. Here comes the cavalry.
So Dendoncker, Duran, McGinn and Bailey depart. It's Luis, Watkins, Diaby and Zaniolo come on. Watkins with 14 goals this season. Luis has 7 goals as well. And of course, the club record signing, the £51.9 million man, Moussa Diaby.
4 good players to bring off the bench if you're Unai Emery. Quality, organisation, goals.
Mate Lath on the chase, and Martinez cleanly there first.
Does that really well. Martinez does it really well. He sees the way the game's going, he sees where the opponents have the ball, and he positions himself in a position as that sweeper, keeper as we call it. More often than not gets it right.
Villa have just brought 28 goals on already this season between the 4 of them.
Yes, a lot of quality in that Villa squad. A lot of quality, and Unai Emery thinking it's time to bring it on.
They find one here. The offside flag is up. Villa have lost in all competitions just twice in 19 games since the League Cup defeat to Everton in September. I said that for all the money they spent in recent years on players, the £5.2 million buyout for Unai Emery looks the best business of the lot.
Yeah, he does. Not a bad signing that, by the way. Transform this football club, transform the way that Villa are playing the game. Players seem to be enjoying themselves. Villa fans are loving it.
Zaniolo. Still going the Italian, but going nowhere.
Bangura there, staying on his feet, not diving in. How direct Zaniolo is, he just likes to get beyond players and into a dangerous area.
Bangura for Middlesbrough. That challenge from Cash.
Good play, you know. Bangura, really good play, just receiving the ball, then getting really low. Really low. See how low he is there? Nice centre of gravity. Puts himself in between the ball and the man, and Cash just getting done with pure strength. Couldn't handle it.
Mate Lath. Did really well there, the Ivorian. Back on the ball now. Bangura. Greenwood. In from Engel, away by Konza. Free kick, it's Cash again, and I think this time he's going to go in the book.
I don't think he's going to. This is not going to get away with 2 in 30 seconds. Here comes the noise.
Villa booking of the time. Greenwood. And Leeds player had hold of Kamara's shirt. Don't forget, of course, every goal available to watch online by the BBC Sport website and app. Match of the day tonight, 10:30, has all of the highlights and goals from the third round. And another live game, of course, for you tomorrow on BBC One. Arsenal-Liverpool from 4 p.m. As we head to the last quarter of an hour of this one, still nothing between Middlesbrough and Aston Villa. Villa, who've lost their last 5 third-round ties against Premier League clubs. Most recently shipping 5 last season against Brighton. No sign of anything like that today. That's a free kick. Foul by Jones on Moreno.
Very direct there. Moreno just catching him on the heel there, unintentional. Could this be what was on that tablet he was looking at? Could this be that set piece that he was looking at?
Let's see if there's anything in the repertoire. The set-piece coach, Aston McPhee's in the technical area, barking out instructions here to the substitute, Douglas Luiz. The Borough player back in their own penalty area. That's a corner. That came off Latte Lath.
That was pretty straightforward. The guy could be a set-piece coach if that's what it means, get it into a dangerous area. You could see him though, couldn't you?
And he stands up.
Yeah, you could see him pointing and telling him where he wants the players to be though.
Douglas Luiz with this one, little touch along the way. Now Jones. Oh, not there for Borough. Set play opportunity.
Villa are going to waste these. Louise coming over just to make sure this is the quality that they need. And the big guns are going forward. This is where Middlesbrough's concentration and mental strength comes into play.
From Douglas Luiz. Solid header there from Vandenberg. Free kick to Middlesbrough.
Oh, it's good play, it really is. Organisations there that talk. Vandenberg and Clark and all chatting in there. And the referee seeing a free kick in there. Was it offside?
He's Mr. Middlesbrough, really, isn't he? Jonathan Woodgate. Middlesbrough born, bred, fan, player, previous manager, now back as first-team coach. A pivotal role in Michael Carrick's setup.
Yeah, what a player he was, by the way. Good play.
Winner and scorer with Spurs, of course.
Yeah, played the game under no pressure at all. Woody, very good.
Missed it. Glover didn't.
So tempted there, Ollie Watkins, just to stick a foot up to try and get hold of that one, but would have been dangerous play. But a different kettle of fish now for that back three. Ollie Watkins and his pace. Everything's got to go in behind.
Living in an ideal world, but in it, Unai Emery wouldn't have wanted to really introduce Ollie Watkins today. But it's caught to Middlesbrough in their setup that he's had to.
Yeah, and I think Middlesbrough forced Unai Emery's hand here.
Konza couldn't get there. It's Latte Lath for Middlesbrough. Can he pull it back? Martinez tried to gather. And in the end, has got two hands on the ball. Konza and Latte Lath continue the discussion. Villa continue the attack with Ramsey taking on Barlasa. It's going to be another yellow card here. It's Zaniolo who's been shown it.
Can't see that. That was 4 maybe. Descent maybe. I'm thinking here he's got. I thought Konza actually had him. Actually, Latte there showing his pace and his strength, getting into this area here. Then he tries to go for the chop back, but Konza doesn't go for it and stays big and strong. Nullifies that chance.
Howson, angle. Led by Clark. Last 10 minutes we've got here. Both teams wanting to win it, desperate to win it. Last thing they need. Their fixture list is another game.
Yeah, that's just game after game after game, isn't it? 2 games a week, sometimes 3 games a week, especially for Borough. Championship.
As I say, they have their first League Cup semi-final in 20 years here on Tuesday against Chelsea. Zaniolo's pullback. It's Diaby. And still, Douglas Luiz. Able to find Ramsey. It's floated towards Moreno. Oh, the chance for Diaby, completely miskicked it.
Biggest chance of the game, I think, to be honest with you. Just has to connect with that one 8 yards out and it's goal.
Here's Jones. Latte Lath. Fouled. Middlesbrough free kick. And a yellow card for Longley.
Latte Lath just putting his body in the way again. Really good play that. Really good play. Had a few yellow cards now, haven't we? Wow. It's amazing. Referee's putting that yellow card out. What are we at? 5 or 6 yellow cards now? Is it something like that? 5 cards.
Some fresh legs introduced by Michael Carrick. 8 minutes of the 90 to go. Barlasa the first to go off. Gura and Jones are also departing, and on Fry, Coulson and Gilbert. Ty Jones, one of those on the yellow card. All these players have played all 4 festive fixtures and will be needed here on Tuesday against Chelsea.
Ten games in 35 days for Borough. That's incredible, isn't it?
Allison's free kick. Flags up. They appeal for handball, and all they're going to get is an offside flag.
Big appeal as well. It was a really big appeal. Offside comes first. Conza looked a little bit concerned as well, yes. Good decision by the official.
Zaniolo. Stangl. Zaniolo! Well, it had Tom Glover moving, let me tell you that.
Yeah, he did. Glover was flying across his area there. Zaniolo, we know he likes to do that. He's got a lovely left foot. The way he takes this here, beautiful little take, keeps it all under control. All he wants to do is come inside. That's why they double up on him. That's not too far away, that, by the way. This might show us a little bit better. How close was it? It's close enough for Glover, let me tell you.
It's his third Villa goal. He's come two in his last three, Zaniolo. Watkins to Douglas Luiz. Aimed towards DRB, Clark in the way. Volleyed away by Angle. Who in 2016, at the age of 34, jointly lifted the FA Cup at Wembley with Wayne Rooney. And Manchester United still has his team in here and fighting. Rodgers. Cleverly done. Can he pick out one of the runners? Martinez comes. And Martinez gathers.
Again, Martinez just finding that right position just in case that ball goes into that corridor. He's there again. But a little bit more positive with that ball. And then Borough may have had a chance. A little bit tentative with it. You've got to really fire it in there. Those defenders defend.
Douglas Luiz into Diaby. Watkins was on the move. Moreno blocked by Vandenberg. Another Villa corner.
Yeah, they've racked up the corners. Villa and Middlesbrough have had the answer so far. They've nullified everything they've tried.
This is the 12th corner for Villa.
Wow.
So they're the closest to come to a goal with that header off the post. Short from Douglas Luiz. Cash. Time to hit one. And he's found the way through. Matty Cash in the 87th minute with his 4th of the season. Might just have put the 7 times winners in round 4.
Off the training ground again, I've got to say. By that Villa side, knew exactly what they wanted to achieve. Get the ball to Cash, move the red shirts about, get it on Cash's right foot and see what happens at the edge of the box. Slow, slow, slow. There you go, sets himself there, lovely touch. I think it takes a wicked deflection somewhere along the line. It really does, it must do. It's got to take a deflection. Yeah, it's a huge deflection. I think it's Latte Laugh, yeah it is, he's trying to go, but it just takes the cruelest of deflections. Glover, who's had an amazing game in the goal for Middlesbrough, just can't do anything about it. Villa get a bit of luck because they bought a ticket for the raffle. Take the shot, you never know what happens.
And they will take it. Cruel on Middlesbrough. Who have very little time to try and muster a response. Relief will be the overriding emotion currently for Unai Emery. With a free kick, and they're in no real hurry to take it. Really strong travelling support. They've been in good voice all evening, and a terrific voice now. Haven't really enjoyed this competition in recent times, but they're close to just their second win in 11 FA Cup ties. Luis towards Ollie Watkins. Final few seconds of the 90. Luis looking for Diaby. Foul on Coulson. 4 minutes of stoppage time.
Yeah, and I think they'll keep coming back. They really will. They won't change the way they're playing. They'll just have to get more red shirts forward, quicker, move the ball quicker.
Team second in the Premier League certainly know they've been in an FA Cup tie.
Yeah, they do. They've worked hard for this. You know, they really have. They've had to be patient, but reasonably lucky with their goal with a huge deflection. But got to tip your hat to to Middlesbrough as well. They've done really well. Really committed themselves to the way they want to play.
Vandenberg into Greenwood. Ramsey's challenge. In the 92nd minute, Middlesbrough corner.
Yeah, this could be the chance for them. Only a few minutes left. This has to go into a really good area. You have to commit to getting to the ball first. If you're in a red shirt, if you're in a white shirt, you've got to keep hold of what you've got.
Greenwood's delivery. Oh, still not clear. To Sam Greenwood. For one this time. Offside flags up. They all fly it was. Time for your Emirates player of the match.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Tom Glover. I think he's done really well. He got really so unlucky with the strike, huge deflection, but he's made some really good saves today. He's kept his team in the game for as long as he possibly can. So I'm going to give it to the keeper. I'm pretty sure he'll be happy with his keeper's performance. It's taken a deflection for Villa to get through to the next round so far. A few minutes to go.
It's number 2 keeper as well, let's not forget.
He's done well, he really has.
Vandenberg to win it back. Latela. Wonderful tracking back from Ramsey.
Had to make that challenge as well. Really had to make that challenge.
It's good, but couldn't quite get his shot away.
Just couldn't get away from Ramsey. Ramsey showing his pace and power there.
So here we are, final minute of stoppage time. Middlesbrough corner. In from Greenwood. Well defended by Zaniolo. And the flag is up.
Cannot be offside there. You've got to get yourself. Greenwood's got to work harder to get himself onside. Take the free kick, you get yourself onside so you can receive the ball again.
Be a tough one for him to take, but he'll be proud of his players ahead of another huge cut tie on Tuesday.
Yeah, he will be. And I would imagine he'd have had half an eye on that one as well regarding his starting lineup and players he's got to have to protect and bang a little bit of cotton wool round for this game midweek. They've done well. Michael Carrick will be very, very happy with his team's performance.
Well, after 8 consecutive FA Cup defeats, Aston Villa have the victory. It is Unai Emery's side who head into round 4. Relief for the team second in the Premier League. Matty Cash's deflected winner in the 88th minute was the difference. The touch of Latte Lath was all important to nestle it in the back of the net. And that means for just the second time, incredibly, in 11 FA Cup ties, Aston Villa have won one. But it was a stern effort from the Championship team who pushed them all the way.
Yeah, they did, and Villa had to find something. It was a little bit of luck in the end. Matty Cash taking his shot, massive deflection, but I'm pretty sure Michael Carrick will look at his side and go, you know what, you did exactly what I wanted you to do. You stayed in the game to the very, very latter stages of the game, and it took that to get past us. Villa fans will be happy, Middlesbrough fans will be proud.
Well, while Villa can look forward to round 4, courtesy of his goal in front of their own supporters, Middlesbrough, of course, on Tuesday go again in their first League Cup semi-final for 20 years against Chelsea, and they have positives to take into that.
Yeah, they do. They really do. I'm pretty sure Michael Carrick now, already he will be thinking in this dressing room, right, this is gone now, chaps. We've got a massive game midweek. Let's get ready for that one. In tomorrow, massages, relax, preparation. That's what it's all about. These Middlesbrough fans have stayed in this stadium. They've clapping their boys off the pitch. They're proud of the boys' performance. Not the result they wanted, but if you can play football like this against a side like Villa, you've got a chance.
Well, Matty Cash needed that deflection. Villa needed that slice of luck. But it will be their name in the 4th round draw. And we will get some reaction then to the team through to the 4th round. Here is Ezri Konsa with Ailey.
Ezri, congratulations, but my goodness, you had to work hard for that one today.
Yeah, definitely. We knew it wasn't going to be an easy game. Middlesbrough are a good team. We saw what they done last season in the Championship, and we knew we had to come here and be defensively strong, and I thought that's what we've done today. The boys stuck together. There was periods in the second half where they put pressure on us, and we dealt with it really well, and you know, we managed to get the win in the end.
There's been a lot spoken about Villa's sort of recent history in the FA Cup. Was it starting to play on the mind? Is it something that, as the game went on, you thought, oh no, not again?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, since me being here, we've never gone past the 3rd round, so you know, it was tough, you know, seeing the clock, and it was being 80 minutes, we had 10 minutes left. All I could think about in my head was to get the win, and I almost scored myself, but my right back, Matty Cash, managed to get the win for us, so I'm delighted for everyone.
Yeah, I know how big set pieces are for you here at Villa. It came from a set piece. The goal, yours nearly came from a set piece as well. How big is that?
Yeah, it's massive for us. Like you said, we've got a set piece coach in Aston who's been great with us for the last couple of seasons, and we do a lot of work, and you know, it's starting to show in recent games today as well, and you know, we practice it a lot, and you can see how much it pays off when we come onto the pitch.
There was also a big moment in the second half, Alex Moreno going down under a challenge. I don't know if you saw much of it or got a good look at it, but he certainly felt he should have had a penalty. No VAR here today, but did you think you were denied one there?
I don't remember that.
Obviously not a big one in your memory.
That means it wasn't big, but we knew with no VAR today we had to be careful, especially with us. We like to play a high line, and you know, before the game it was important for us to, you know, to drill it in our heads that there's no VAR today. So whenever the ball goes over our heads, we can't complain for offside. We just got to run back, and if it's offside, it's offside. But you know, no VAR today was difficult for us. We haven't had that in a while, so it took some getting used to, but it was good. Like I said, the most important thing is we got the win, and you know, let's go home.
Yeah, you're through into that fourth round draw. Finally. Well done. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Well, you can kind of hear and see the relief, can't you, Micah?
Yeah, well, you know, the game wasn't an absolute classic, but they got the job done in the end. If you look at the goal, it was a big deflection, which I'm sure we'll look at a little bit later. But they would be frustrated because they we talked at Villa in this system, they all knowing what they were supposed to be doing. But in the first half, it was just a little bit too slow. Fair play to Middlesbrough in containing them a little bit in that first half. But in the end, the quality and a lucky goal.
But also, I mean, you know Villa as well, and you sense that in previous years, we've talked a lot about their third round history over the last decade. In previous years, that might not have gone their way, and maybe what's happened this evening highlights the change in mentality, the change in determination under Unai Emery.
Yeah, and they showed good resilience, like you say. It wasn't on the eye, you know, it wasn't a great game at the start. Like I said, they didn't create many chances, opening chances, and it was a bit disappointing for them, a bit flat the first half, but like I said, they keep going, they've got the quality from the bench to bring on, and they did get a lucky goal in the end, but like Mike said, they got the job done, and
yeah,
it's a big relief.
I mean, it was real cavalry from the bench, wasn't it, with the 4 substitutions at once that he brought on.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the quality that Villa had. Like we said, it would have been a little bit frustrating. But sometimes when you're playing well, you deserve that little bit of luck. I feel a little bit sorry for Middlesbrough because they did defend well. They did the job that the manager set out to do for them. And in the end, just couldn't finish in front of the goal, and Villa got that goal.
I mean, look, you can take 2 points of view, can't you? You could go, this is a really unlucky goal for Middlesbrough to concede. But on the other hand, from a Villa point of view, if you don't shoot, you're not going to score.
No, they keep probing, didn't they? They had a few sort of chances and they had a few shots. I mean, the keeper made a great save from the John McGinn shot in the second half, but I mean, that's very unlucky on Middlesbrough's point of view. But I think on a positive note, they pushed a really good Premier League team all the way, and like I say, a lucky deflection goal is the only way that they've got beat tonight, so very unlucky.
I think what you know about that goal, there was playing short corners all throughout the game. Yes, it takes a lucky deflection, but if you look at the amount of number of players Middlesbrough have in there, they just switched off at the vital moment on the build-up. But was it your goal, Louis?
I'm taking that. I'm taking that. Yeah.
I would take it.
That is your goal. It's on target, I think, when you hit it.
On target, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'd take that. Yeah. Goal's a goal, isn't it? So buzzing with it. Yeah.
Takes a special kind of Villa right back to put that spin on the ball, Mike.
Let me see it here.
Talk us through it here, Matty.
Yeah. No, I've worked in training. To be fair, a little bit like outside the box in my finishing and stuff, and. To be fair, sometimes it goes in and sometimes that was going in.
You practice your set pieces a lot, though, don't you?
Yeah, we do, yeah.
And you worked on this specifically. Yeah. Did you know the ball was coming to you at this precise
moment? Yeah, I did,
moment?
to be fair. We've worked on having 3 around the edge, and if you get a bit of space, then to either cross it, pick a pass or shoot, and I thought then, instinct to shoot. So
just to give an insight into people, the kind of detail that you do go into on your set pieces.
Yeah, we work really hard on them. Credit to Aston. We have some long meetings and some long work outside in the cold as well. It's not always nice, but when it pays off, it's obviously got us a win tonight, so it's great, yeah.
That was a real battle tonight, wasn't it?
Tough, yeah. Middlesbrough are a really good team. They moved the ball really nice. They got a really good game plan and a top manager, so we knew it was going to be a tough game. They're obviously doing well in the champ. I think they're 3 points off playoffs, so the main priority for us is obviously we're in a good way. We wanted to come here and win, and we got the job done, yeah.
The guys were highlighting at half-time how Middlesbrough like to pack the middle, and therefore that puts more onus on what you as the opposition are going to do out wide.
Yeah, I think obviously we built up tonight with a 3 at the back, me, obviously Ez and Clem, and to find space for the wingers, and there was a bit of space for the outside centre-halves, which is obviously me and Clem, as I said. And I thought it paid off, to be fair. I thought, we had a bit of time on the ball to hit some passes, and they were hard to break down through the middle of the pitch, so the solution was around the outside.
How good is it to play in this system? Obviously, a fullback, you love to get forward, and the tactical side of things, when you got Bailey on that side, do you sort of get in each other's space at times, or do you just want to get forward at every opportunity?
Yeah, it's crazy. The detail that we work on is amazing. Every single game we play, there's a different sort of solution, and a manager just knows what it is. So sometimes for me is to be a bit deeper, but then he lets me join the play. Sometimes I'll know there's space on the outside, and sometimes there's space on the inside. So it's nice to always get forward, but to obviously sit a bit deeper and hit passes is also good as well.
So do you change for who your opposition is and sort of work it out through the game?
Yeah. It changes, every game, yeah.
What was the message at half-time for the manager? Because like we said in the analysis, we thought Middlesbrough kept it really compact, and we thought you could have used maybe Bailey wider a little bit.
Yeah.
And obviously you a little bit more on the inside, or was it just keep doing what you're doing?
I think we in the first half we found some good spaces on the left as well. I think we were getting forward nicely on the left, and the game plan was to continue to do that, to try and get out on the side. As you said, the middle of the park was quite cramped. It took some time, but we obviously finally got there. So it was good.
Esri was just talking to Ailey there and talking about discussions that you've had about Villa's recent FA Cup record in the build-up to this, which has been a disappointing competition for the club over the last decade. Has that weighed on you going into today?
The manager made it really clear in the hotel before the game. We were talking about how far we'd in the last however many years that we hadn't done well in this competition. He was going around asking the players when was the last time you sort of come past the third round. And for me, since I've been here, we haven't gone past the third round since I've been here anyway in the last 4 or 5 years, however many years it is. So it's nice to finally to do that tonight.
Does it all feed into each other for you? Premier League, FA Cup, Europe. I mean, we talk about momentum in the media and pundits, but do you actually feel it as a player?
Yeah, I think the manager's so good at that. At sort of just whatever competition you're in is to go out there and just to win the game no matter what it is, or do the best you can to get a result. And he's so resilient at giving that message across. And as you can see, in Europe we're doing really well. In obviously the league we're doing well, and obviously tonight was good as well. But I think the mentality since the manager's come in, which he's driven into every player, is amazing.
And how much has he improved you personally as a player? Because you're one of my favourite right backs in the league.
No, he's improved me a lot. I think he works closely with me, and we've got a fullback coach as well who works closely with me. I think in recent weeks I've struggled a little bit with my calf a little bit and had a bit of time to get going, but now I'm feeling really good, and hopefully I can just kick on and keep going well.
I'll let you go very shortly because you don't want to stand in the cold if you've got a soccer. Did you say you've got a fullbacks coach as well?
Yeah, we work really hard. Yeah, we obviously got a fullback coach who works closely with the wingers and stuff. So
I could have done with
I'll
get it in before you do, chappers.
I was just there for it as well. Listen, congratulations. Go and get warm, Matty. Thank you very much. I'll take that. Go on, nice one. Cheers, Matty. Let's just look at the penalty shout that Villa had in the second half. Esri contracted with Ailey, couldn't remember it because in the end it wasn't that important, but maybe they were unlucky they didn't get a penalty for this.
Yeah, I think my first reaction was it's not a penalty. He could actually take a touch and keep going, but when you see it from the other angle, he does pull his arm back and clip his left foot if you just see it dead closely. So they have got a good shot for a penalty there. But like I say, my first reaction was it wasn't, but when I've seen it from that angle, I think he's quite lucky, Isaiah Jones.
You know what's good about this is there's no VAR taking 2 or 3 minutes to look over. Yes, it probably is a penalty, but the referee gives the decision and the game moves on. The game's flow. Sometimes in VAR it breaks up the game too much. Yeah. Today he made the decision, moved on.
What was quite interesting about that was Conte again said to Ailey, we sort of had to get used to that this week. That actually, do you remember when VAR first came in and we talked about players getting used to the delays in this? For the Premier League players, they're now going back the other way and having to get used to there not being debates or delays.
I'm with Mika. I think it causes a load of confusion. It stops the rhythm, stops the game flow, and like I say, Conte can't even remember it, so it can't be that important to them. But like I say, Isaiah Jones got a little bit lucky. Like I say, from that angle, it was a penalty, but like I say, they got the rewards in the end. They got the win, and that's what it's about.
OK, let's get more reaction to the game. Villa winning by a goal to 0. Michael Carrick is with Ailey.
Michael, what an incredible effort from your team. You must be disappointed, but also, I imagine, very proud.
Yeah, hugely proud. I think the disappointment that the lads are feeling probably shows how well we felt we'd done in the game, really. And but yeah, delighted with them. It wasn't easy against such a good team, and they obviously unloaded their cavalry towards the end and all come off the bench, and we had good moments. I thought at times when we had the chance to play some football, I thought we played some really good little connections. We looked dangerous at certain times, and I thought we defended like we knew we had to. I thought we defended terrifically well and stuck to our shape, and Tom's had to make some saves, of course, but generally it was from set plays. So most of the game was pretty good. So yeah, feel for the boys. They put a lot of effort in, but it'll give us a lot of confidence now going into Tuesday.
You also tweaked the formation as well slightly, going to the back three with the wing backs, and it did work very well in terms of stifling Villa. How impressed are you with the way that the players, in very limited time and a hugely congested fixture list, have been able to adapt like that?
Yeah, that's credit to the boys. Like you say, it was slightly different. Principles were very similar, and we didn't go far away from what we kind of believe in. But personnel dictated that a little bit of having certain players available, and I thought it worked well. I thought it suited the individuals within the unit, and the boys look comfortable. I thought they're obviously dangerous, and when they change the tempo and that extra little bit of quality can be dangerous. But I thought we managed it very well.
Some good individual battles in amongst it as well, and often when you come up against a stronger side, it's difficult to create opportunities, but you did that too. So how much do you take from tonight into building towards another huge one on Tuesday?
Yeah, we'll take so much. Hopefully the boys will take an awful lot of the feeling of they're one of the best teams around at the moment, and the boys held their own by a long way, and like you say, still looked dangerous. I thought we had enough in the game to feel disappointment to lose, but of course we understand. We did have a bit of defending to do. So the boys will take a lot. Tuesday is obviously a different game and it's a whole new thing, but the boys will take a lot from today.
What is it that you're most pleased with? We can all have our say on it and how we think that they set up and what they did well, but what is it that you're most pleased with in terms of what you saw today?
From ourselves?
Yeah.
I say the attitude and the mentality, but I'm not really surprised at that, because they're an unbelievable group to work with, and desperate to learn and do well and kind of take what we say on board, and like you said, your question there about not too much time to kind of adapt and try something different against a good team who kind of they're set in their ways of playing and they've got a pretty much fully fit squad. So I think probably the way we've adapted, the way we've stuck with it, the way we've believed in ourselves as well, and still took the ball and the confidence to play in. So there was loads of good signs. I was really proud of the lads today.
It's not unusual to play weekend and then again on Tuesday night in the Championship, but to do it against two Premier League sides, what's going to be key to having a similar performance, if not something better, on Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday is a whole different game. Today was a one-off. It was all or nothing really. Tuesday, obviously being two games, two legs, is slightly different. We know, listen, the quality Chelsea have and whatever players they put on the pitch, they can change a game at any moment. So, but we look forward to it. We put ourselves in this position. Some of the boys have never played in this stage of a competition before. You can never take it lightly. So it's a massive opportunity for us, and we give it our best.
We wish you all the best for it. Thanks for speaking to us, Michael.
Thanks a lot.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers.
He talked there, Micah, didn't he, about Villa changing the tempo in the second half, and then they created a lot more.
Yeah, I think that's what's the difference. You can see the Premier League side. We start with McGinn on the edge of the box here, that set piece that we was talking about. And we expect this from Villa. Villa are in great form. Middlesbrough, like I said, have defended really well. But they're a Premier League and they're fighting for the league for a reason. They've got good quality players in there. Again, Consta gets really close here with a header. But you had to give credit to Middlesbrough today. I think the story is how well they've done, how they've been good as a unit. Villa was always going to get these. You probably would have scored that, Stu, would you?
I don't know. I definitely wouldn't have headed it. No, but in terms of Villa, like Mickey said, the tempo of the second half was much better. That's what we expected in the first half. But overall, Middlesbrough disappointed with the result. That just shows how well they did in the game tactically. But I just think in the end, Villa's quality just showed a little bit.
The game opened up in the second half as well, which we expected as well.
Yeah, like we mentioned in the commentary, didn't we, that it's very hard for 90 minutes to play that way in that shape and a lot of leg work. And once Villa started to move it quicker, you could see Middlesbrough were tiring. They got a few substitutions on late on. But like I say, I think Villa's quality in the end just nipped it.
The other thing that they have, and Matty Cash alluded to it there, is that they have a squad of players who buy into Unai Emery's methods, to the set-piece coach's methods, that they will go through the meetings, and they may be long meetings, and they will put the hours in. You will know from your time in a variety of squads, not every group of players buys into that.
No, and that's difficult, and that's the sign of it in a top manager. And I think, and if you don't, you probably won't be very long as well. But I think if it comes to fruition, and like I say, you get goals from it, or you see it, improving in the things you're working on, then all players will buy into that. It's when it's not happening or when it's not working, you sort of question, what we're sort of doing here. Do we go back to the original what we were doing? But like I say, he's a top manager. He's been around. He knows what he's doing, and like I say, the players are certainly buying into that.
I think it's just all about respect. We've talked about what he's done at PSG, whether it's Villarreal or if it's Seville. When a manager comes in and he's a born winner, he's got that credibility. So as players, you're thinking, how can I improve? What can I do to make the manager pick me on a weekend? And if that's buying in. And yes, the meetings can be annoying at times, especially after trading and you think you're going home early to get in the jacuzzi and relaxing and you've got an hour and a half meeting. But when it makes a differse, you can see on the pitch.
Worth it,
You think you're going home to your jacuzzi?
Well, not my jacuzzi.
That's what, I tell you.
They will be.
Get a shower.
How the other half live, hey? How the other half live.
Don't you start.
Let's just show you all the results so far from this FA Cup third round weekend. Not many shocks around. Maidstone United of National League South providing the big one, knocking out League One high flyers Stevenage. That big Weir Tyne derby went the way of Newcastle as they won 3-0 at Sunderland. Sheffield United avoided problems at Priestfield as they beat Gillingham by 4-0. Eastleigh of the National League will go to a replay, having held League Two Newport County. Elsewhere, AFC Bournemouth came from 2 down at QPR to win by 3-2. Watford needed 2 late goals to beat the National League leaders Chesterfield. And in the tea time games, Chelsea eventually, it was goalless at half-time at the Bridge, but they ran out comfortable winners against Championship side Preston, 4-0 there. Sheffield Wednesday were 3-0 up at half-time, and their goalkeeper saved 2 penalties as they beat fellow Championship side Cardiff. And Charlie Patino, who's on loan from Arsenal, got one of Swansea's goals as they beat Morecambe by 2-0. Here are all the games tomorrow. Manchester City, the holders, are at home to Huddersfield, and you can watch that on the iPlayer from 2 o'clock. Here on BBC One, our build-up to Arsenal against Liverpool starts at 4, and that's a 4:30 kick-off. And then on Monday evening on 5 Live and on the iPlayer, you'll be able to follow the FA Cup 4th round draw and then listen in full to Wigan against Manchester United. Just a quick one on Middlesbrough. Stuart, who now have to go again in a League Cup semi-final.
Yeah, amazing for them. It's another challenge. Different, like you say, it's over 2 legs. It'll be interesting to see how Michael approaches that. First leg at home. And obviously, I think it'll be a lot different from Villa. They might go for it a little bit more. But no, it's like I say, they're a young squad. It's a great challenge, and if you want to play against the best players, they've had 2 amazing games in 4 days. So yeah, I think it's something they should look at.
You've got to enjoy it, haven't you? Just enjoy the ride. FA Cup, League Cup.
It's sort of free hit. They're not expected to win. But
absolutely. Right, that's it. They left it late, did Aston Villa. They've beaten Middlesbrough by a goal till the last Villa captain to win an FA Cup tie. Him. Don't say I ever praise you. Good night.
You wait until the end.
I did.
Big night under the lights at the Riverside. Jerome for Villa, needed the save, swung in, very dangerous as well. Rodgers, he's forced the first save of the day out of Emi Martinez. McGinn, there's the header off the post. Yolo, Cash, and he's found a way through. It is Unai Emery's side who head into round 4.